today's tutorial, I just wanted to show you guys how you guys can get really pretty, radiant, glowing summer skin. Before I used to be really into like that whole like really matte powdery look, but lately I've been really loving like really glowy, pretty, youthful skin, and I just thought that I wouldn't be able to rock this whole like dewy, fresh, radiant skin because my skin is very oily. But even with the products that I'm using in this, it actually stays on like a longer time since I prime my face and stuff, and it doesn't like smear off like it would before when I would use like dewy foundations. So I'm really happy that I finally found a technique that I could use where I could get really pretty, glowing, dewy, summery, fresh, radiant skin. Gosh, that is a lot of adjectives. But I'm really good at turning it into a huge grease ball and without it. Like, the great thing about this foundation routine is that it's good coverage, but it still feels like your skin and you don't feel like you're caking on a bunch of makeup. So that's what I've really been loving about this. So if you guys are interested in learning how I got this really pretty, radiant summer skin, then I suggest that you guys keep watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Alright, so first I'm going in with my primer. This is just a Target brand one. You can use any primer of your choice. And this is literally the most important step of this whole process. You want to get a really good amount and you really want to rub it into your skin and then really press it into your skin, so that way your skin literally has that moisture just locked in, and it's going to really make this whole like dewy, radiating foundation look a lot easier. Then I'm going in with my Neutrogena Healthy Skin Primer. I love this primer for when I'm going for a glowy finish, just because it literally does give your skin, like, with just itself alone, it gives your skin a really, like, glowy finish to it, and you really just want to press this into your skin. Applying this in pressing motions is really gonna make it go into your skin and truly work as a good primer to help your foundation stay on. And unfortunately I have this like horrible pimple that will not leave me alone, so I'm just going to go in with my MAC Studio Fix Concealer, and I'm just going over that pimple and over some other marks that are on my face, just because I don't want to have to go in too heavily with my foundation. So I'm just going to really lightly conceal those areas, just so that way I don't have to like relayer my foundation to cover those areas up. And then going in with my L'Oreal True Match Foundation in W6, I'm applying literally like a nickel size amount. You want a really small amount of this foundation, just because when you go in with your dual fiber brush, you're going to spray it with Fix Plus, and it's really going to spread out that foundation even more. It's really important to use like a dual fiber brush like this, just because it'll really give you like that natural airbrush finish without making it look too cakey, because it'll pick up the right amount of product and then it'll leave the right amount of product on your face. So that way you'll be sure not to have cakey makeup when you're using this dual fiber brush. And literally applying the Fix Plus, like spraying it on your brush, gives you a finish to this foundation like no other. It just makes it glide on so much better, and literally this is the key step to the whole this whole technique, is just spraying your brush with Fix Plus. It literally just, I can't even explain like the difference it makes in the way your foundation comes out. So you're really just gonna rub this all over your face, and it's just gonna give you a really pretty finish. Then going in with my MARYKAY highlighting pen, I'm just applying this to the areas where I would normally highlight. You guys have seen me literally do this like a million times. So yes, of course I highlight under my cheeks, my chin, down my nose, and on my forehead. And then again, I'm going to spray my brush again to really help just blend that out and give you that really pretty glowy finish. And I'm just blending everything out. Blending is like the most important step, especially with your foundation, between your foundation, concealer, and then your contour too. You want to just make sure everything's blended throughout this whole look. So you're going to see me go back and forth with this dual fiber brush just to make sure everything is blended. And then I'm going in with my CoverGirl True Blend Fix Stick, and this is in the darkest shade that they have. And I'm applying this to the areas where I would normally contour. I'm decided to go with a cream contour for like this dewy glowy skin look, just because I noticed when you cream contour it just really gives your skin a look like no other, and it looks a lot better than powder contouring, in my opinion, just because it makes it all like flow a lot nicer, and it just gives it a more like blended appearance, just because it really just blends in with your concealer and your foundation, and with powders it sort of just sits on top and it doesn't really like flow as nicely. And I'm just going in with a more dense dual fiber brush, and again spraying it with the Fix Plus. And when you spray your brush with the Fix Plus and blend out the cream contour, it literally gives you a finish like no other, and it blends out that concealer perfectly. Like, it's just, I'm obsessed with this. Like, I swear I'm just gonna do this every day of my life now. I love the finish of it, and you're just gonna blend out those areas. You're just gonna continue to go back and forth, just so that way, you know, there's no really harsh lines. You want a nice contour, but you don't want it to be like too harsh, just because when you want a really like nice glowy finish, it's really good not to have like any harsh lines on your face, just so that everything flows and looks nice and like radiant and not harsh. And then I'm going in with this smaller dual fiber brush. I swear I'm using like a million dual fiber brushes in this tutorial, but I'm just using this one to blend out the contour on my nose, and I've been loving this little brush to blend out my cream contour. And now I'm going in with this Revlon Color Stay Loose powder, and I'm going to go in with a really large powder brush just to sort of dust this on my face. I decided to go in with a loose powder instead of a press, just because it'll lightly just set everything in place so that your makeup stays, but it won't mattify it as much as a pressed powder would. So you're just going to lightly dust this all over. And the cool thing about this powder is that it does have some like shimmery reflexes in it, but they're not chunky or anything, but they do give your skin a nice like radiant finish, without again like being sparkly or without looking like creepy like Edward from Twilight. You're just gonna have a really pretty radiant finish, and it's just gonna look gorgeous with this whole look. Then going in with the bronzer side of this Flower Cosmetics duo. This is in the shade Shimmering Goddess, and I'm just lightly setting the areas where I contoured. Again, you do not want to apply like a too heavy amount of this. You want to use a very light hand, just because you don't want any harsh lines. You're just sort of setting your contour in place. You're not like recontouring. You just want to lightly dust this over the contoured areas. Next, I'm going in with the shade Sweet Cheeks by Be A Bombshell Cosmetics. This blush is absolutely gorgeous. This is a newer makeup brand, or a brand that I haven't heard of, but their blushes are seriously so gorgeous and so pigmented, and this one has such a gorgeous sheen to it. It is like no other, and it is perfect for this look. It just gives you like a nice glow. It doesn't have glitter in it, but it's just very like has a nice sheen to it. Like, I can't explain it, but it's gorgeous, and I'm just lightly dabbing this with my favorite blush brush. This is the Sigma large contour brush, and then I'm just going to blend that out with my dual fiber brush, just so that there are no harsh lines. And I feel like I keep like stuttering on my words. I cannot talk today, I swear. And then I'm going to go in with this MAC eyeshadow in the shade Nylon, and I'm actually going to be using this as a highlight today. So I'm just going to lightly dip my brush in that, and I'm just going to highlight the uppermost parts of my cheekbones. And yes, you can use eyeshadows for highlighting, and I happen to really like this one just because it has a nice like gold like undertone to it, so it's so gorgeous, and like it's so fine too, so that way the highlight isn't too chunky. It's just a nice glow at the top of your cheeks. And then for the most important step of this whole look, I'm just going to spray my face with Fix Plus. You can use any setting spray. e.l.f. has like a $3 setting spray that is seriously just like Fix Plus, and it's just going to give your skin like a really pretty dewy look, and it's just going to make everything look so nice and so glowy. And this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye!